Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Pathead Aubrey sent us her son's reaction that Pat Gray Unleashed is about to start. So this apparently is a baby that gets excited when the show's about to start.
Yeah. Whenever he hears your name mentioned. But
smart kid.
I don't know that the video is ready.
Oh,
so
the video's not ready.
No.
Well, then
we should probably
do that.
The bingo card.
We'll do that later. Yeah. Right. We actually talked about that before the show. So
I wasn't going to say that part, but if you want to, I said maybe we skip the baby and go straight to the bingo card.
I wasn't registering this as an actual, one of our million videos for today, but it obviously is. All right, let's start with the Pat Gray bingo card. When you get bingo, you call 888-900-3393. And if you're the first one through with bingo.
Hey, look, there's Poseidon.
Do you want to watch Pat? And he starts smiling really big. Poseidon, do you want to watch Pat? Or not watch, but listen to Pat? Do you want to listen to Pat? Huh?
Yeah, but see, I think he was sad for just a moment there because he realized, wait a minute.
Wait, I don't get to watch?
You said we were going to watch it.
I thought I was going to watch.
BlazeTV.com/Pat, Mom. Good stuff. What a cute kid.
And then he's like, wait.
Yeah.
Listen, what kind of crap is that?
All right, I'll smile for your video, but I'm not happy.
I don't know if your baby's thinking crap yet. Okay, I don't want to put that on him. What kind of stuff is that?
Awesome.
Cute
kid.
All right, yeah. Adorable.
Yeah, so the Pat Gray bingo card
fun.
is pinned to the top of the Pat Unleashed Twitter page.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go and print that off and play. We just got a few weeks left, man.
And what was the kid's name? Was it Poseidon?
I don't know. It sounds
Poseidon?
like Poseidon, yeah. It's kind of unique.
Yeah.
It's a cool name, if I heard that correctly.
She said she sent this to her parents, who are also major Pat heads, and they said we should send it to you guys.
Well, then we did.
And you did.
Nice job.
And so there it is. All right, so the bingo card starts with baby clubs, baby seal clubbing.
Yeah, when's the last time you got up to...
Clubbed baby seal? It's been a while. It was probably last fall or winter, I'd say.
Get back on
Yeah, I got to get on that.
Baby seal clubbing season.
It is. Keith saying...
third worldification of America.
And we got get your kid checked out. Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound like a recession to me.
That doesn't sound like a recession to me.
Ugh.
Jeez. Jeffy, rode up.
Rode up.
We're in the process of making up my mind. I don't know that any of us know where that comes from.
I think that was deleted in the 360. That was Joe Biden. It was, you know what? It was when he was on a bike ride. I remember that. So maybe it was video. I don't know. We'll try to find it here. But they asked him a question about China. Well, I'm still in the process of making up my mind. What does that mean, man?
Yeah, weird. It's just that easy. Then Keith Olbermann.
God forgive you.
They said the quiet part out loud. This visual makes for great radio. Jeffy saying, humans first. KJP with...
I don't have anything. 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 I just don't have it.
And so on. That goes up to 100. So it gets quite obnoxious. Inmates running the asylum.
Oh, yes.
Kamala talks to children.
Ukraine
or
is
adults
a
like children.
country in Europe.
Okay. Ukraine is a country in Europe.
Yep.
Then we got Keith.
That needs to be a bingo square.
Mm-hmm. The good and plenty clause. There's a lot there. And the Maya Angelou. Gosh, this was clear back in 92? 92. Yeah, it was 92.
A rock, a river, a tree.
What is it with presidential inaugurations, having just bad poetry read?
Yeah, it's just weird stuff. I was just thinking of the prayer they did for one of Obama's. It was one of Obama's inaugurations.
Oh, I know which one this is.
We ask you to help us work for that day when black
this isn't one of the squares, but
to get back. When brown can stick around. When yellow
could be
will be mellow. When the red man can get a head man. And when
Weird.
white
So weird.
will embrace what is right.
I'm sorry. That's weird. That's bizarre.
That's Reverend Joseph Lowry.
Okay.
And he is,
a little rhyme prayer.
Yeah, he was a big part of the Atlanta civil rights scene.
Yeah, it's great. Then they made this would usually be in the voice of Arlen Specter. And then we made sweet, sweet love. Or it could be, and then we made sweet, tender love.
Tender, yeah.
Could be tender, could be two sweets. We don't know.
Depends on what kind of mood Arlen's in.
Either way. Joe Biden, buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun. Keith mentions.
Oh, the Walmarts.
Mm-hmm. Then we have, this might be one we have to find. Again, I think we'll be able to find this one, though. But it's Biden, you ain't black.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have that anymore. No, we don't. Dang, we lost a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then the I am not here lie. Jeffy, what do I know? That's a really good question for him to be asking. And we have to do something. Doesn't have to be the right thing. We just need to do something.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I got two of the same. All right. Oh, I'll take them both. What the heck? All right. So, Joe Biden, how Joe Biden is like America's founding fathers. This should be interesting.
Salon.com.
Salon.com. And they write, and no, I'm not kidding. Really? All right.
Wow. And they put a picture of him with Washington and Jefferson.
Really stupid. If Joe Biden's presidency continues on its current track, he may be remembered as a policy visionary ahead of his time and ignored by his peers. Oh, my gosh.
They're serious.
Look at that. That is insane. I'm not claiming the founding fathers were ignored in some larger sense. If that were true, the United States would not exist today. But as much as we'd like to imagine that Americans always rallied behind the ideas of a complicated genius like Thomas Jefferson, author of the Declaration of Independence, it simply wasn't so. Borgoin goes into considerable detail about other founding fathers who had important policy ideas that were not heeded. Treasury Secretary Albert Gallatin, who served both under Jefferson and Madison, and President John Quincy Adams, who had previously served in various roles for America's first 5 presidents, were avid proponents of federal spending on public improvements.
Oh, there it is.
You got to be kidding me. And also supported government funding for the sciences, and both were disappointed when they tried to bring their ideas to life on a national scale. Okay, so we're talking Treasury Secretary Albert Gallatin as your example of somebody who wanted to do this kind of spending. Jefferson imagined a future in which the farmer will see his government supported, his children educated, and the face of his country made a paradise by the contributions of the rich alone without being called on to spare a cent from his earnings.
Yeah, so he's not being called on to be taxed to the hilt.
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
These are donations.
Let's consider Joe Biden's most conspicuous failures. From the start of his administration, he has pushed for an ambitious economic program, expanded access to health care, major investments in job creation, financial assistance to parents, accelerated development of green energy, and other steps to address climate change. To this point, the political fates have cursed Joe Biden with the same bad luck that afflicted Washington, Jefferson, Hamilton, and other founding fathers at their most ambitious but least effective, but without granting him anything close to their storied accomplishments or historical legacy. Why would you throw Alexander Hamilton in here when he wasn't a president?
And this was written before Manchin and Sinema got on board. So the case is trying to be made by Salon.com. Like,
kind of moot.
Look, if you love America and you believe in the founders' vision for this country,
spend us into oblivion,
then you should vote for this tax and spend bill.
Yep. Ugh. And they did, by the way. So the Senate did. Is that just an ironic coincidence or a minor twist plot twist in the American story or a telling symbol of the ultimate failure of the American experiment and the corruption of both our political parties? History will have to answer that question. Jeez.
There you go. So Joe Biden is a founding father, effectively. Hell, he's old enough to be one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But if you don't support tax and spend.
That's the only thing he has in common is he's about the same age as the founding fathers. Would be if they were still alive. But of course, many of them are not. And since Joe Biden is so misunderstood by us simpletons, his poll numbers are low. Because
and we don't get it.
We're a bunch of morons.
Got to explain it to us.
No,
man.
right. He simply hasn't done an effective enough job at communicating his genius to us. If we just understood his genius, he'd have an 80% approval rating right now. That's how genius he is. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've seen how he's sharp as a tack, this guy. Sharp as a tack. And, we just can't get it because we're simpletons. More than 2/3, 69% of Americans think the nation's economy is getting worse. Dummies. It's getting so much better. Don't you understand how well you're doing?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you get it?
Right.
You're having steak almost every night.
So
come on.
It's funny you say that. I actually had to, when I was getting ready for work this morning, I tripped over. I have these big stacks of cash. And I have placed them too close to the front door.
And you haven't even had a chance to get them to the bank, I bet.
It's dark at 3 a.m, and I was just tripping over these pallets of cash.
Gosh, I hate that.
I said, man, I should have planned better for this morning. I had all weekend to move this money. Yeah, that's me. I don't know.
I hate when that happens. Right. No, it happens to me almost every day. Every day.
Yeah, because like when they bring my paycheck, they just like, hey, where do you want us to put all this money?
I'm like, God, bring it in.
I'm like, I don't know. Put it anywhere. Whatever.
You know what it's like? The Santa Claus when he gets the naughty or nice list. It's when he's becoming Santa Claus. He's not yet, so he's still at home, still doing his job, and then FedEx shows up with the naughty and nice list. He goes, I'm shaving, just bring it in. And it fills his entire, he can't even get from the stairs to the door because that's how it is with my money.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, pallets of money.
So you and I can identify with the Biden economy.
Almost everybody can. Everybody's got those pallets of money at home. They just won't admit it. Because they're simpletons.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's me.
So
69%
69% think it's getting worse.
Wow, they just aren't living.
Highest measure since 2008 when 82% in an ABC Washington Post poll thought it was getting worse. Currently, only 12% think the economy is getting better. 18% think it's essentially staying the same. So
the 18% that think it's the same are the ones that aren't ever going into the Walmarts. Yeah. They're not going to the grocery store. They're not seeing it for their own self. That's how that number happened. The 12%, I have no idea. Congratulations to you.
Right. Yeah. Just people so out of touch. I don't know if that's Elon Musk, although I think Elon's he knows what's going on. Mm-hmm. Americans approving of the job the president is doing. And 62%, so 37% of Americans approve of the job the president is doing.
Wow, that number seems high.
And 62% disapprove. Wow.
So it's a couple different polls over there, yeah.
So that's the handling of the economic recovery.
Okay.
Which doesn't seem to be happening right now. The president's rating on inflation is even worse. 29% of Americans say they approve. 69% disapprove. The only area where he sees some improvement in this poll is his handling of gas prices because that's gone down. Just over 1 in 3 Americans, 34% approve of his handling. So it's still only 34%. That's up 7% from July.
On gas prices?
Yeah.
Alone? Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Everything else is still really bad for him. Really bad. And I think it's getting worse. I think they're in for a pummeling like we can't even imagine in November. Unless something drastic happens, which it could. But if things stay about the same, I think Democrats are going to get their heads handed to them. And we're in trouble in some areas, in races that should be won, like in Georgia, Pennsylvania. But I think even there, we might be surprised. I think we get back. I think we gain back the Senate and the House. Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Is this wood?
That's laminate.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, dude.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not comfortable about the Senate, but the House,
No, I'm not comfortable in any way, but I have a hunch.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
So is this the Pat Gray hunch? We should start tracking this data?
Yeah.
This data point?
If you want.
Okay.
Sure.
I like it.
All right. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is Glenn's company. He started this company when he had a bad experience with a realtor in Connecticut and had a really nice home to sell there. And if you know about the Connecticut home prices in the 2000s, they were high. They were very, very high. But he wound up selling his beautiful home for about $38.95. $38.95. He just didn't get the money he was hoping for out of it. So he started Real Estate Agents I Trust. These are people who have been carefully vetted by Glenn's team. They have great marketing plans. They have great track records. They know what they're doing. They do this full time. They're dedicated to their craft, and they know how to advise you because they're with buyers all the time. And in fact, if you're buying a home, when you choose these agents, you partner yourself with a competitive winning machine that's going to help you get the most house for your money too. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. RealEstateAgentsITrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, so Real Clear Politics, they keep a close tally every day on this stuff. The battle for the Senate, right now it's 46-46 with 8 toss-ups is what they're saying.
46-46. 8 toss-ups.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep. And
do you know what does it say what the toss-ups are? Or
yep.
You have to dig deeper for that.
Well, let's see here. That looks like it's happening in Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, and New Hampshire.
Okay. I thought Georgia was one of those.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
In the House now. So remember, right now it's 50-50 in the Senate, and so they're saying it's 46-46 with 8 toss-ups. Because, it's on a cycle. So there's only 33 seats every 2 years. So anyway, they break it down for you there. Now the House, obviously, you every seat's up. And a generic ballot, they're saying Republicans lead the generic ballot by 0.1%.
0.1?
But don't fret, because the actual breakdown is GOP 222.
Yeah.
Democrats 181 with 32 toss-ups. So
we're in really good position.
Exactly.
In the House.
So 981.
Good.
11. So so I mean, you still have it looks like the House.
Yeah, they'll take the House.
Yeah.
The Senate is up for grabs. We'll see.
Now, governor's races, right now it's 28-22 GOP governors.
Mm-hmm.
With the 2022 cycle factored in, they're saying instead of 28-22, they're saying it's 24-16 with 10 toss-ups.
Okay. So it could conceivably wind up about where it is now.
Right.
All right. Savannah Hernandez, who used to work here at the Blaze.
She makes good videos, man.
She does. She does. We've played her stuff before, right?
Mm-hmm.
She went into the city to ask black voters what they think about the Joe Biden presidency.
Oh.
And here's some of their thoughts.
Okay.
Get Joe Biden out of office?
Get him out. Get his ass out.
Thank you.
Coach.
What do you think about the Biden administration redefining the term recession?
Pause it for a second.
Doesn't sound like a recession to me.
Keep in mind that was get him out, get his ass out, in case you didn't quite catch it. Well, that started from the beginning, in fact. That was awesome.
Get Joe Biden out of office?
Get him out. Get his ass out. Get him out, coach.
What do you think about the Biden administration redefining the term recession?
That doesn't sound like a recession to me.
But
this is the worst recession we've been in. To be honest, we've never had a recession where gas, housing, I mean, you name it. At one time, even when people's houses were going into foreclosure, those people that lost their homes could at least still go into a grocery store and buy a regular price item. Now you got houses that are out of control, cars out of control, gas out of control, food out of control.
So technically we're in a recession, but Joe Biden and his administration say we're not. What do you think about that?
Look on her
He
face.
crazy too. Yeah.
They don't mince words,
Good job
man.
or
That's
bad job as
great.
president?
Bad job. He making it worse. Hey, we could have kept Donald Trump for this.
Some good stuff right there.
Except if we would have kept Donald Trump, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. We just wouldn't. We weren't when he was in office, and I believe we wouldn't be in this position right now.
Gas would be down still.
Yep.
I mean, just right
No question.
there off the top.
No way would it be $4 a gallon. We'd all be celebrating. Hey, it's only $4 a gallon. How about $4.05 nationally?
Oh,
what a deal!
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah. No, it wouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I made a chart over the weekend. I don't know if did I send this to you, Rob? It looks like a kindergartner sketched it out here.
You did send it to him.
Okay, so
there it is.
So there it is. Yeah, Biden takes office. It's $2.39 a gallon on average.
Okay.
And remember, it was trending up after November because they realized the oil companies.
Joe Biden
we're
is
not
going
to
to
have
screw these guys.
Yeah, we're not going to have access to supply. Mm-hmm. So Joe Biden halts domestic energy production. It gets to 357 when Putin invades Ukraine.
All right.
And I wrote 408 there. It's now 405.
And it was headed up the entire time.
Yep.
By the way.
So we're still not back to where it was when Putin invaded Ukraine. Wow. So I don't know what Joe's bragging about, but there you go.
Well.
It's been trending upward ever since, except for the last month.
He's going to tell you. Let's skip over to what Biden is bragging about. Because Peter Ducey asked KJP why does he get it's $4 a gallon? What's he bragging about?
Yes.
Okay, and then last one. Why is the president bragging today about gas prices?
Because it's gone down.
It's still $1.72 higher than when he took office.
Thank you.
It has come down in a way that we haven't seen. Its trajectory coming down.
Yeah, because it was up so high in a way we hadn't seen.
Is that good?
If you want to talk to a nurse or a teacher or a firefighter, if having that little bit of breathing room doesn't matter to
Are
them.
nurses and teachers and firefighters saying gas prices are only $4.11?
I'm saying
this
that
is great.
I'm saying that even that
Man,
little bit of breathing
man.
room matters to families, especially during this summer when people are traveling. I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't.
I tell you, yeah.
She never does have anything.
No, that little bit of breathing room. Boy, they sure did have a lot more breathing room before Joe Biden took office.
Yeah.
Oh, these people. Just
I can't believe she gets away with the answers she gets away with. That's incredible. It's still, when he was asking the question, it was $4.11 a gallon nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
That little bit of breathing room, they're so grateful for. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, can I have another slap, please? Slap me across the face again. That was great the first time.
You're right. How do they get away with this stuff?
How do you? I mean, if this was Trump up there, if this was anybody in his administration up there spewing that nonsense, well, yeah, it's not $5 a gallon at least. What are you complaining about?
And she was winging it too. She didn't even have to look in her little
she was
big book of answers.
Yeah.
To give him that garbage answer. Look at that folder. Look at that, Pat. Look at all those tabs. Every possible
Absolutely
topic.
incredible.
And every verbatim word that she utters.
That's got to be 200 pages.
Oh, at least. Look at this. I mean, every category you can imagine. And she flips to that and then reads verbatim the boilerplate answer that she's been approved to give to the American people.
I'm amazed how often these buffoons show their little cheat sheets or cheat packages. Like she's got that huge notebook. Biden is always showing off his little cheat notes that people have given him.
Well, he's just oblivious to what's going on around him. That's why that stuff slips out. I'm just looking to see if April 1st. Let's see. Let's look at the because I've got the greatest prank ever. On April 1st, 2023, if that's a weekday, it's a Saturday. Anyhow, somebody needs to hide her little binder full of answers from her. And she'll go out there someday for,
Wouldn't that be great?
For the press.
I'd love that.
And be like, okay, I'm sorry I'm late. Couldn't. Where's your big binder, KJP?
Yeah, I couldn't. I have nothing.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
That would be an awesome press conference.
But Joe Biden wants you to know, though, his tax and spend bill is going to help you.
Oh, good.
It is. It's going to help.
You know, I know most families are focused on just putting 3 meals on the table.
Meals.
Taking care of their kids and paying
Pause
the
it
bills.
for a second.
Wait.
3 meals, and that rhymes with bills. Because I say it mills instead of meals.
And then what do you put it on?
Then I put it on, what, the bills?
Yeah, what?
I put the bills
the
on
mills.
The mills?
You put him on, like he's got the longest pause there. He's like, they're looking for 3 meals on the, what's it called?
He doesn't know. He just doesn't know. All right, let's see this.
You know, I know most families are focused on just putting 3 meals on the table, taking care of their
On
kids
the
and paying their bills.
Table.
Helping you do that is my job.
Oh.
It's a president's job as well.
Wait, so that's a separate person from you? It's his job.
Helping you do that is my job.
And it's the president's
It's the
job.
president's job as well.
President's job as well. So there's 2 different guys, I guess.
He
that are,
doesn't know that he's president.
Is it Jill? Is that who we're supposed to turn to? Is it Susan Rice? Maybe Barack Obama?
George Soros, I believe.
George Soros. I mean, it could be any. It's a cabal behind him. You know,
totally.
of all of those people.
Totally.
All of those people are making the decisions. And he's just a little stupid figurehead, but what a terrible figurehead he is.
You guys could have done better than this.
Wow. Jeez.
But yeah, this new bill that...
Oh, it's going to help.
Totally.
It's going to help so much. Just listen to how his bill will help.
Okay.
Investments in clean energy. Clean energy security.
How does that help me?
The security of the country is at stake.
Security.
We're going to save American families hundreds of dollars a year
In what?
on paying their energy bills.
What?
By allowing them to have money to invest, by allowing them to put in new windows and doors. And
You're going to allow us
solar
to put in
panels
new.
and the like, and
And the
get tax
like.
credits for that.
Tax credits.
Also, going to restore some fairness to the tax code.
Also, some
The tax code, yeah. Totally
the tax code.
Oh, it's going to be so much more fair now with the tax code because they're going to have 87,000 new IRS agents.
Why? I've been trying to figure that out over the weekend. Why the hell would you more than double the size of the IRS? Why?
So
why?
There was a flurry of amendments that Republicans tried to get passed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was to say that those new agents that you're hiring would have to audit companies and individuals with incomes over $400,000, defeated by the Democrats.
Jeez.
And another fun fact about who gets audited is if you have an income of $25,000 or so, your chances of being audited are 5 times higher than other Americans. So, in other words, Democrats had a chance to make sure these auditors were going after the rich and the companies. They declined.
They didn't.
And we know who gets audited. It's the poor. So here we go.
Every
Buckle
time.
up. Buckle
Every
up.
single time.
These people suck.
I really don't understand the IRS situation. I don't. Why? Why do you want to double the size? Do you know that there will be more bureaucrats in the IRS than the Pentagon, State Department, FBI, and Border Patrol combined? Pentagon, State Department, FBI, Border Patrol combined.
Does that tell you where priorities are?
Yeah, it does.
They need money, and they're going to get it from you.
They're going to bilk it out of us. It'll $80 billion in funding to hire as many as 87,000 additional employees.
Huh.
Wow.
I'm probably completely unrelated. A little side note for you here. The IRS stockpiling ammunition.
Oh, yeah, they've been doing that for a while, too.
Oh, yeah, and it's getting worse.
Why does the IRS need ammunition, you might be wondering to yourself?
Because you will pay your taxes under threat of force, baby.
Yep. 888-900-3393.
If it's good enough for them, is it good enough for you?
Now back to Pat Gray Unleashed.
No, you look like an idiot.
That's true.
That's some tweets here. Bob Corona tweets. Get him out, get his ass out. Should be a bingo square.
Get Joe Biden out of office.
Get him out. Get his ass out. Get him out.
I love that.
From Jimmy Dimples, how Joe Biden is like America's founding fathers. Simple. He's a dried up skeleton. Okay. Steve Gates, if climate change is a threat to the world's existence, when are we going to start invading countries that aren't going to follow along with any of this green BS?
Yeah.
That would have to start with China.
I was about to say, what are you trying to start World War III?
Hippie patriot, I sure hope that the government comes out with an infomercial soon to help us figure out what to do with all the pallets of cash that are piling up in our homes. It is getting annoying.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you got to the point. Remember how early on Biden was like, yeah, they're saving more and all this stuff. So the bank called me recently and was like, man, we're out of space. You're going to have to come and get some of this cash that you've got in savings.
Yeah.
That's what really started the backing up of the pallets.
Well, it's a good idea to spread it around. It's only guaranteed up to $250,000 by FDIC. So
hold on a second.
You don't want to put it all in one place.
Yeah, I mean that kind of it's like the opposite of the scene from It's a Wonderful Life, right? So like your money's in. I'm trying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying here.
Your money's in Bill's house and Floyd. And do you want to foreclose on him? You say.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that I don't have room for Bill's cash in my house. You know, I mean, it's like you got to come and get it, man. I got my own to worry about and trip over.
Semi-ambivert tweets hot take: KJP could easily be replaced with an FAQ page on the White House website. Frequently asked questions. Here they are. So good. Yesterday, Democrats did it. They did pass the Biden-Schumer Manchin tax and spend bill.
Oh, yeah. And
hooray.
And the press has stopped calling it the Inflation Reduction Act, and they've started calling it the Healthcare Reduction and Climate Bill Act, or just stop carrying the water.
So bad. And here's what happened.
They were proud of this moment when it passed.
Little look at Kamala, I believe. This would be, what cut are we looking at here?
On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
Yeah. Seeing all this reconciliation bull crap, they don't need the 60. So that's why they love the reconciliation bills. We never pass a budget, but we have these reconciliation bills that tide us over in every eventuality. And so there you go. And 5150. Unbelievable. Right down party lines. Manchin caved. Kirsten Sinema caved. And we're left with this.
Yeah.
Charles Payne from Fox Business.
Oh, yeah.
Was on with Sean Hannity the other night explaining really what's involved in making an electric vehicle, because this is so energy sound, this new bill. Invests in all kinds of new energy. And we really want to make that switch over and have all electric vehicles.
This is what you're subsidizing now through this bill that passed. And it sounds environmentally friendly. Am I right?
Oh, right? So environmentally friendly. You bet. And our government is going to subsidize it because it's so environmentally friendly.
Okay, good.
Here's what Charles Payne noticed.
This is what the world's going to need just to meet 2030 goals. We're going to need the world 50 more lithium mines, 60 more nickel mines, 17 more cobalt mines. So these mines the cobalt comes from Congo. You ever see videos of those kids, 7-year-old kids in filthy water for about 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day, no education, pennies on the dollar. The lithium, some comes from Australia, some comes from Chile. You got to poison the waters to get it out of there. Some comes from Russia. Indonesia, you got the nickel. And the reason I'm bringing this up is there are 5 stages to getting from the raw material to the finished product.
Right.
So when we talk about saving, just think if even if you love the climate issue itself, the president is lying to you. This bill does nothing on the climate side. What it means is that we're going to continue to strip mine the planet. We're going to strip mine the planet and poison the waters. So as you go along, do the process. You got the materials, you start to process it. Russia takes a greater share. China takes a greater share. Then you do the cell components. China takes a greater share. And then you get the batteries. This is the most important part to remember. When the White House talks about energy security, I guess they're talking about those batteries. Right now, China has a 77% share. In a couple of years, they'll have an 80% share. Our share will go from 9% to 6%. The only part of this equation that we play a role in is at the very end of it. We buy these things.
Ta-da! That's it.
We'll be the consumers.
Yep.
That's great. So we'll be your consumer, and so that can only be great from here on out.
Yeah, so the government is, let's bring it full circle. IRS, stockpiling ammunition, increasing by 87,000 agents. They're going to take the money from your paycheck. They're going to invest it into green
strip
energy.
mining.
Right. And then at the end of the day, you get to go and pay for the vehicle that you just funded the building of.
Yeah. These new EVs are not environmentally friendly. If you take it only from the time that, they just came out of nowhere and wound up on the dealership lot. They just happened. Like magic pixie dust was tossed on an area and an EV grew up there. If you look at just that, it might be environmentally friendly until then you discard the car. Then what do you do with all that crap that's in it? What do you do with the battery that's in it? It's an environmental disaster.
Rob just told me in my ear, 70% of the EV vehicles being sold will be ineligible for this, the rebate thing. Is that right? Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
I swear.
Just, it's unbelievable how stupid this is. Yeah, the cars that we drive now, from start to finish, are much more environmentally friendly than the EVs. You don't even know what to do with all these toxic batteries at the end of their life cycle. What are you going to do with it?
Exactly. Yeah. And even the wind turbines that are supposedly, capturing all of this wind energy and providing, I guess one hairdryer is powered by one windmill. No, it's not that ridiculous, but it's very close to that. I'm looking for this dramatic picture that we've had, a couple years ago out in Wyoming where they were trying to bury the blades of a turbine. And you see a little bulldozer. This is not the picture I'm looking for, but this will have to do. This is a Bloomberg picture here. My internet speed is obviously very fast. These are all wind turbine blades. And then there you see the little bulldozer there. I want to thank you for the pop-up. So there it is. And he's trying to bury them in a hillside in Wyoming.
Oh, man.
So that you can...
So that's environmentally friendly as well.
Right? Totally.
Yeah. Though the turbine blades has got to be really good for the earth. I'm thinking that's a really special environmental situation.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and for the record, that picture I showed you, they're not just one deep. Those things are stacked up. You just can't tell from this picture, this angle. But it's just...
We're so short-sighted, and the government knows what they're doing. They know that this is not environmentally friendly. They know the EVs aren't. The wind turbines aren't. The solar isn't. They know we're not in a place where we can just turn over our entire energy production to renewables. Now, if we'd been building nuclear plants, maybe you could do that, but we haven't been. Our last nuclear plant was, I think, built in the 70s. So that's not helping. China's just going back to coal. It's okay. We'll just burn coal. We don't care.
They don't.
They don't care.
They do not care, man.
And then people like Al Gore say they're on the environment. They're on the cutting edge of environmentalism. Are they, Al? Are they? And of course, the answer is no. No, they are not. But CPAC took place over the weekend here in Dallas. So this gives us hope for the future, I guess, as we put forward who might be the nominee for 2024. And of course, in the presidential straw poll, Donald Trump won over the weekend. Handily. Yeah, I know. It's really not. He's repeatedly teased making another presidential run. He's going to run. But he captured 69% of the ballots cast. The support for the former president, who remains the most popular and influential politician in the Republican Party, and continues to play a kingmaker's role in the GOP primaries. That's something that was widely ignored last Tuesday. He was really successful with his endorsements.
And he has been.
And he has been the whole time.
Yeah.
A couple have lost, but not very many. But that's up from a 59% showing in the straw poll at the CPAC gathering in Orlando in February. Florida governor, of course, Ron DeSantis, as you would expect, came in second at 24%. It's 69 to 24. Ooh. Wow. That's really something. I mean, that's a beating you might not even expect it to be that wide is a disparity.
So what do you do if you're Ron DeSantis?
I'm not sure. Maybe you wait. Maybe you angle for vice presidency. You wait and see if he's going to run. If he's going to run, then maybe you just be his mate, his running mate.
But what? Okay. So,
broker some kind of deal that makes you his running mate.
But does that make you damaged goods if
he loses?
Trump loses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's a calculated risk. But
I think you first have to, do you trust the system to begin with? But honestly, if I'm Ron DeSantis, like you said, you're either making a deal early on and don't run, or you go full speed ahead and you separate on the issue of the vaccines.
You could.
I mean, I think that's your only play.
And even that's going to be tough.
I agree.
With Trump going after you, and he would.
Does he have a history of doing that to people?
It seems
what
like
do you mean,
he does.
Going
yeah.
after?
Yeah, it seems like he does.
And
usually you don't recover from it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Jeb Bush. His political career was destroyed by Donald Trump.
I still contend that you have Jeb Bush to thank for the Trump presidency in some respect, because the first person to go after Trump when he made that speech, the escalator day, is he called him out on what he said about illegals. Somebody's doing the raping, right? And Jeb Bush made this big deal about it. And the next thing you know, man, it was Katie bar the door for Trump train.
Lights out. Yeah. And I mean, really, he did the same thing to Cruz. Did the same thing to Rubio.
Lindsey Graham had to change his cell phone number, if you recall.
Yeah. Right.
He gave me his number and said, call me, Here it is.
Speaking of Lindsey, well, first of all, let's get to the what the president, former president, had to say at CPAC. Yeah. Here's a little bit of that.
As we secure the border, another key priority for the next Congress and the next president will be to drain the swamp once and for all.
Why didn't you do that before?
He tried.
Did he? Yeah.
To remove rogue bureaucrats and root out the deep state, Congress should pass groundbreaking reform, empowering the president to ensure that any federal employee who is corrupt, incompetent, or unnecessary for the job can be told, you're fired. You ever hear that? You're fired.
You ever heard that?
Yeah, fired. Our current appeals process to remove these bureaucrats, people that can really be bad, they can even be thieves. You can catch them stealing large sums of money. You have to go through a 3-stage appeals process, which takes on average 5 years per stage. 15 years, you'll be gone. You'll be out of office by that time. In other words, to fire someone who is doing a bad job if the government wins will take more than a decade under the current system. Almost all politicians won't start that process because they'll be gone and they know it. A lot of politicians, they go to Washington, they're all set, and then they get caught up with people that say, hey, I'll be here a hell of a lot longer than you will.
Yep.
The politician just goes about having nice dinners. We can't do it anymore. We got to run this country properly. Because it's time to clean house in Washington, D.C. And we did a lot of it, but nobody knew the deep state was that deep. We did a lot of it. As we take power out of Washington, we also need to take power back from the left-wing lunatics who are indoctrinating our youth.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm. When's he going to announce?
I don't know. Pretty soon, I think.
You're right.
Pretty soon. As soon as it's reasonable with all the campaign rules, campaign financing rules, he'll announce.
Yeah, his new thing that has been bantied about is the creation of a new Schedule F classification for public servants, working in different levels of government, which would allow the president to hire and fire at will thousands of government employees in positions of confidential policy determining, policy making, or policy advocating character. So, I mean, this is his 2025 plan. Get into office.
Yeah.
Joe Biden shuts down Keystone Pipeline. Trump's going to sign the Schedule F.
Also, watch this video. Tell us who you think Lindsey Graham will be supporting for president in 2024.
Oh, no.
But your non-answer is going to likely be perceived
Richard Blumenthal.
as an intentional dodge. You won't say, yes, I support President Biden. Is that where you want it to be?
I will support President Biden.
Do you want him to run?
If he decides he wants to run, and I think his decision will be determined by how November ends for the Democratic Party and for senators like myself who are running for re-election.
I will not support President Biden.
You didn't need to say that.
If Trump runs, I would support him.
But, Senator Blumenthal brought up something important.
Wait.
What?
Boy, she missed something there, didn't she?
You got to be careful with the pronouns.
Wait.
So there's some ambiguity there.
Is him Donald Trump or Joe Biden?
Right. And Tom Elliott, who originally posted that, people were saying, no, he's talking about Biden. I'm not. So he asked for a clarification in Lindsey Graham's office. I checked again this morning. I still see no clarification. Is he talking about when he says I would support him?
Well, we'll show you some evidence as to why he could have been talking about Biden.
Wow.
Something he said about him in the past.
Oh.
Coming up.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
A couple of tweets for you from Unrepentant Capitalist. Look, they're called wind farms for a reason. Burying those blades is how new baby windmills are born.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Interesting.
Enlightened I am. Sorry. I don't know.
Enlightened you were. Yes. Carl Smith tweets, Kamala was so excited to cast the tie-breaking vote passing the Inflation Reduction Act because for the first time since her election, she actually got to do something.
Good for her.
Florida man Rob, environmentally friendly means insider trading friendly. Okay, we had this video on Lindsey Graham and who he would support for president. Take a look at it. See who you think he's talking about.
The inflection of the word him at the end of what he says.
But your non-answer is going to likely be perceived as an intentional dodge. You won't say, yes, I support President Biden. Is that where you want it to be?
I will support President Biden.
Do you want him to run?
If he decides he wants to run, and I think his decision will be determined by how November ends for the Democratic Party and for senators like myself who are running for re-election.
I will not support President Biden.
You didn't need to say that.
If Trump runs, I would support him.
But, Senator Blumenthal brought up something important.
She was so committed to what she was going to ask.
She's not listening to the answer.
She didn't even listen to get a clarification on that.
Yeah. She didn't say...
Wait, which him are you talking about?
Right.
Trump or Biden?
The inflection makes it sound like he's talking about Biden. He didn't say, I would support him. Like, now we're bringing Trump into the conversation.
Right.
He said, I would support him. Joe Biden, that was the subject of what you were just talking about. There's been no clarification on social media that I can find.
There's got to be, though. By the end of the day, they've got to clarify that.
I mean, he was asked point blank on Twitter. His staff would have seen it because they've posted plenty of stuff since that question was brought up yesterday morning.
Well, this is why we think it's reasonable that he might have said this about Joe Biden. Here's what he said about Joe Biden a few years ago.
If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation. Because what's not to like?
Everything?
I called him after Bo died.
He's a lying sack?
And he basically said, well, Bo was my soul. We've talked for a long time. He came to my ceremony and said some of the most incredibly heartfelt things that anybody could ever say to me. And he's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics.
Oh my gosh.
He is as good a man as God ever created.
Oh my gosh.
Again, who's he supporting?
That's
for president?
all you have to do is go to an event for Lindsey Graham, say some nice things about him. You're one of the best people in the history of the world. That's pathetic. The guy's a lying sack and always has been an admitted liar. And he's trying to destroy this country and doing a pretty good job of it. Wow. That's incredible. So Nancy Pelosi still in Asia?
I guess. Is
even
she not
now?
back yet?
Wow.
I mean, just stay at this point, quite honestly. I'm good with that.
That'd be fine with me.
Now, she did say, though, that the House is going to vote by the end of this week on that tax and spend plan. So she's got to be back by then, right?
I guess, although really in reality, you wouldn't have to. You could vote on the internet, except I don't think they do that, but they could.
I wish they would.
And that's how they would stay in their own districts.
Make it hard for lobbyists. Make them go go to your district.
Yes.
But yeah, she was. I don't know where this was, but she had some very heartfelt things to say about China.
Oh, good.
It was good to see.
When I was a little girl, I was told at the beach if I dug a hole deep enough, we would reach China. So we've always felt a connection there.
Oh my gosh. You didn't really say that.
When I was a little girl.
Oh my gosh.
I was told at the beach if I dug a hole deep enough, we would reach China. So we've always felt a connection there.
That's your connection to China. Because when you were playing in the sandbox, you dig a hole deep enough, you'll go all the way to China.
At the beach. It's not going to work in a sandbox. Don't try to spin this. It would work at a beach, Pat. I mean, this is the same woman.
This is the caliber of people we have in office.
Speaker of the House.
Wow.
Number 3 in line for the presidency of the United States.
That is crazy.
No one in the top 3 is fit for office. Never mind the presidency.
Right.
But she's the same lady who said in 2008, Chairman Bernanke, said, what's the clip where she says, I don't know what, he says it's the worst it could be since the Great Depression.
I don't know what was so great about it.
But that's what they call it. Ugh. The utter stupidity of these people.
Yeah. Hard to believe that we've elected people this stupid to lead our government in the most powerful nation in the history of the world, and we've got buffoons like this in charge.
Yeah, 2 of the top 3 positions, Kamala and Nancy, we can thank the great state of California for.
I was always told growing up that when I was at the beach, if I dug a hole deep enough, I'd go all the way to China. And so that's a pretty powerful connection. That's been my powerful connection to it. Because I know at any time I can go to the beach and I can dig my way into China if I want to.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of castles here in Great Britain. And when I was a kid at the beach growing up, I'd make sand castles. So I've always felt a connection to the royal family.
Oh, wow. All right.
I swear. I mean, it's just, we are in bizarro world central.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Jeez. All right, well.
Number 3 in command.
That's great.
Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, everybody.
Also, Brittany Griner. I don't know if we had a chance to talk about this last week. Did we find out she got the 9-year sentence after the show ended? But she did get 9 years for marijuana possession. And somebody posted this story from June.
Very interesting, yeah.
A man sentenced to life in prison. Okay, this is in the United States.
Mississippi.
In Jackson, Mississippi. Sentenced to life in prison on a marijuana possession charge. Lost his appeal in the state's highest court. Mississippi Supreme Court ruled that Alan Russell's life sentence was not a violation of the 8th Amendment. How? How is that possible? And was in line with state statutes. Russell was given life without parole in 2019 after he was found guilty of being in possession of 43 grams well, it's 43.71 grams of marijuana. I mean, that's not even illegal in a lot of states.
Right.
I don't know if you can have that much on you. The conviction typically would have carried up to a 3-year sentence, but Russell was given the enhanced sentence of life under the state's habitual offender rules. 3 strikes you're out kind of thing.
Yeah.
The defendant had previously been convicted of 2 separate charges of house burglary and 1 charge of being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Under Mississippi Code, upon Russell's conviction, the judge was required to give him a life sentence.
Boy, that is
required.
Bad law.
Yeah, it is.
This is surely going to the Supreme Court, right? Has to.
You would think so.
With the 8th Amendment argument, cruel and unusual.
Yeah. He was sentenced. He appealed that sentence to the Mississippi Court of Appeals, which deadlocked 5-5 on a ruling last year. The Supreme Court agreed to hear the case as a result. The U.S. Supreme Court?
That's what I'm asking, yeah. So,
or is he talking? No, it's a Mississippi Supreme Court. But you got to believe they're going to take this to the U.S. Supreme Court.
I'm looking for a news story.
I
don't see any mention of Supreme Court considering it or appealing to the Supreme Court, but surely they will.
You know, then you hear about non-citizens, illegal aliens, who've been deported 8 or 9 times and then come back, and on the 10th time they kill somebody. It's a drunk driving thing, or they kill somebody on purpose, or they rape someone, and they get a hand slap. They get a couple years, or they get deported. I mean, that's...
Again, why would you have any faith in the justice system in this country? I don't understand, but, just to your point, it's the third worldification of America.
Yeah.
I mean, we have... The rule of law is just something that, if we want to, maybe we'll follow it. Otherwise, we'll...
And Brittany Griner still rotting in a prison in Russia right now.
Right.
9-year sentence. Jeez. Last week, we had the video of the federal agent who didn't comply with police officers. He was going door to door to check on people's weapons.
Creepy.
And the owner of the house said, yeah, just a minute, let me go get him. And instead, he called 911, got the police there.
Yeah, there's a guy out here. Yeah,
right.
What's going on?
Do we have that reminder?
Yeah, so here's the setup of the first video.
Crazy video of the ATF going to a house, and the ATF is like, hey, you bought some guns, we need to see if you still have them because of straw purchase. A complete violation of your Second Amendment, your Fourth Amendment, and just, basic common sense and humanity. Here's where the ATF agents, they go to one dude's house, and the dude goes, oh yeah, I'm going to go get it. Hold on a second. Closes the door, calls the cops. He goes, there's somebody out here pretending to be a cop who wants to see my guns. And that's how you get this confrontation right here.
Hey, turn around. Let me see your hands. Turn around. Let me see your hands. Okay, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
I don't know. You're going door to door taking people's guns.
10-3. Get on the ground so I can find out who you are. It ain't happening.
This is how you get shot.
Wow.
Do not reach for your waist. Keep your hands up.
Dude, why would I have an O-leg shit?
Get your hands up. Get on the ground.
Face down
now.
Face down.
Get on the ground. It ain't happening.
You are the one making the mistake.
Wrong answer.
And then he finally I get on the ground. I'm a federal agent. If that got you off.
Okay.
Have a seat. Get ready for round 2 because
so that was the video from last week. But we got sent this a bunch of times too. It's part 2 of that encounter.
All right.
Olin took the mag out. My God. This is crazy.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Sir, I'm not trying to be ashamed of myself. I just wish you'd say, let me see.
Get in the car. Get in the car.
Sir, please. Yeah. Sir, I'm just trying to do my job.
Just get in the car. Why would you make us do this?
I didn't want you to. I wanted to. Wait.
No, you knew what you were doing.
Sir, calm down.
Relax.
Sir, hey, guys, please, just talk to me for 1 second, please.
Get in the car.
No,
we'll talk later.
Sir, wait.
You had your chance.
No, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to you.
Never once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now.
Please. Wait, I gotta breathe.
Well, he's gotta breathe.
So let me breathe.
Let him breathe.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
get your legs in.
I need air.
Oh, no, man.
Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance.
You got a medic coming. Get in the car.
I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother me.
You just said call an ambulance. If you don't.
I you don't want one.
Get in the car. Get all the way in.
I can't breathe. I'll go around. Wait, sir.
There you go.
Now they're going to pull him in.
Close. Keep him coming.
How did
We
this
can't get him in the
happen?
car.
Dang.
Okay.
You're an idiot.
Okay.
For crying out loud, you're a cop. You're not an ass.
No, wait, I can't. You're my head up. The seatbelt's in place. Please.
Wow.
Why would you act like this?
I didn't act anyway.
Hey, look, they roll down the window. You can get air now.
If you are a real police officer, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I'm trying to give you my creds.
Creds! Why does he always voice get so high whenever he says creds? Anyhow, there you go. There's a federal agent representing your federal government.
Mm-hmm.
And how's that taste, sir?
That doesn't taste very good, I'm guessing.
Maybe
He was,
stop.
maybe
door to
do
door.
what the cops, we said this last week, just comply. Just do what they tell you the first time, and then they're not going to be all hyped up like that. I wouldn't think.
That's typically...
Get down. Okay.
Changes
I'm getting down.
the trajectory of the encounter when you disobey a direct order from a police officer.
Does. Yes, it does. It's like, get down on the ground. Okay, I'm getting down on the ground.
I'd kind of like to see local law enforcement take that tact with the federal government representatives everywhere regarding everything. You know what? We're in charge here. Why don't you just do what we say, and then we'll sort it out later?
Yeah.
And you know what? And a tip to federal officers is don't go door to door looking for guns to begin with. That's probably
don't violate the Constitution, and then people won't call the police on you. Because if he wasn't at the door, that wouldn't have happened. Kind of simple. All right. We might be running out of food faster than we realize, right? Farmers are planting fewer crops because of inflation and fertilizer shortages. Also, there's a story this weekend that they might be being paid billions, tens of billions of dollars not to grow food.
Oh.
And so there's a pretty good chance we're going to face major food shortages soon. That's why you need to get emergency food now before it's too late. You always prepare for the worst and hope and pray for the best. But go to preparewithpat.com and you'll save $50 on a 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest preparedness company. Their meals are really good. Your family won't go hungry when you have this food. You can get that off your plate. You just have that peace of mind that, okay, if things do get bad or worse, then we're prepared. Go to preparewithpat.com. Save $50 on a 4-week emergency supply. Your order is shipped fast and free, and it arrives in unmarked boxes for your privacy. Go to preparewithpat.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Let's see. Over the weekend at the box office, anybody still going to movies? Yeah, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. I think Sandra Bullock's in it. Looks like quite a few stars. 30 million over the weekend. Not bad. Then DC League of Super Pets.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is that a cartoon?
Pets. Yeah, I think it's animated, yeah. Let's see. That's up to 45 million, but I think that's been out for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Then Nope. See, that's up to 97.9. Wow, 97, almost 100 million on that one. Pretty big hit. Thor: Love and Thunder is kind of bombed, frankly, but it's at 316 million.
That's
so
a bomb.
Maybe not so much. But what do those cost? Like 900 million? They cost a lot, but still, that's probably making money. Now, Top Gun Maverick became the 7th highest grossing movie of all time at 662,510,000. Jeez. So that did pretty well. Then there's Minions of Gru, which is 334 million. The Crawdad movie where the Crawdads sing, 64 million.
Jeffy can't wait to go see that.
Yeah, I know. Easter Sunday, which seems, I don't know, a bit late to come out since we're going on Labor Day and they're doing Easter Sunday.
I would love to know the backstory of the release date of that. I
Me
guarantee
too.
you it was supposed to come out 3 months ago.
Then you've got Elvis at 136 million. Did pretty well. And the black phone, $85 million. So
what is Thor? What is its take right now? Because it costs $250 million to make.
It costs $250. It is at $316. So it's making money.
A little bit.
It's a moneymaker.
I guess.
It doesn't blow you away, but, you know.
As far as Marvel goes?
It's a bad movie, though. I did not like it. Also, there's kind of an eerily quiet start to 2022's hurricane season.
I thought climate change was going to make everything
I know
super bad around the clock,
more frequent,
right?
And more intense.
Yeah,
that's what you always hear. Everything is more frequent and more intense than it ever was before. It's unprecedented in the history of the world, except it's happened time after time after time after time. All of the things that they claim are unprecedented have happened many times before.
That's right.
Even this Kentucky flooding, which is horrific, it's really bad. It has been worse. And it's been worse in the last century a couple of times, like the last 100 years. In 1937, I believe they had just a massive flood there.
Yeah. And as far as total rainfall for the season, this is just an average year.
Yeah,
apparently.
Right.
Gregory Wrightstone sent us a chart.
This summer's been a wild one across the United States regarding weather. In the last 8 weeks, we've seen several intense record-breaking heat waves, massive wildfires, deadly flash flooding. But there is one thing we haven't heard much about, hurricanes. Coming into the season, the NOAA forecast for the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season was for 14 to 21 named storms. 6 to 10 hurricanes, of which 3 to 6 would be major hurricanes. That's Category 3 or stronger. Then NOAA released a revised forecast Thursday that continued to call for an active hurricane season despite the slow start. Bill Gray from Colorado State pioneered hurricane research for 3 decades, provided communities along the East Coast and elsewhere an idea of what was to come. He and the university came out with a refined forecast for the season on Thursday. They predict 18 named storms. That's still really high. 8 hurricanes, 4 majors. The 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, though, has been, again, really quiet. Tropical Storm Alex, we had June 5th and 6th. There was Tropical Storm Bonnie and Tropical Storm Colin.
Okay.
And that's all we've dealt with.
Yeah.
Tropical storms, 3 of them.
And don't we have a map? Do we have a map of those 3? Did I send that in, Rob? Because 2 of them just completely grab that thing again. Just 2 of them completely missed the mainland of the United States.
Right.
And one of them just kind of technically formed right off the coast of North Carolina, I think it was. And that was it. I mean, look at them.
Yeah.
Just so weak.
Here's what has happened so far. Can you even see that?
Yeah. There we go. Boom, boom, boom.
And there it is.
There's our hurricane season.
And it lasts till November 1st. So we're not out of the woods
No, we're
yet.
not. No.
But
absolutely.
Still, I'm just so tired of their hysteria all the time.
And remember now, these are the people who just, a few months ago made these catastrophic predictions that have yet to come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
But they're supposed to know what the weather is going to be like 100 years from now.
Yes.
500, we need to change civilization. Build it from the ground up.
They can't consistently predict what's going to happen this afternoon.
Exactly.
Let alone in 2030 or 2050. Come on.
And that's not an exaggeration, not being able to predict what's happening this afternoon.
It's not. I mean, weather is very tough to predict. It's impossible to control. Amazingly, CBS wants to put together a documentary on where U.S. dollars and weapons are going in Ukraine. Well, won't that be interesting?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that in a second because that's an important one. We're not paying any attention. We're just sending them tens of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And nobody's following up on where it's going.
Yeah, that was nice of Vladimir Zelensky. Apparently, things are so bad in Ukraine right now that he has time to meet with actresses. I forgot who it was that he just posed with, and just hanging out.
And they just did the Vogue photo shoot.
Did the Vogue photo shoot. He's done like music video stuff.
He's now asking China to rebuild Ukraine for him.
Yes, he is.
Which is interesting too.
Isn't it though?
Yeah. He asked us. He asked Europe. Now he's asking China. He'll play ball with anybody. We'll get into bed with him.
Don't you remember back during World War II? At least I've read about it, and Jeffy's grandfather has, of course, told us stories about how General Eisenhower, man, during World War II, he was just chillaxing with celebrities,
all the
rocking
time.
out with them in his house.
Yeah, constantly. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray returns.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. Some tweets here. Bruce Jenner's uterus is out there tweeting now. Oh, that's great. Pat, that federal agent shrieks like my 14-year-old daughter when I take her phone away.
Look at my creds!
Real quickly, I'm just noticing CNN running a story about Beyonce's album debuting at #1. Biggest of the year by a woman. Whoever said she was a woman?
Right.
Who said that? Where are you getting that?
I mean, CNN.
And even if it is by a woman, what is that? What kind of sexist discrimination is that? Why do people like male artists more? What's going on there? It's wrong.
Yeah, CNN's got some soul searching.
Yeah, they do.
with their
Yes.
graphics department. I'll tell you that.
Just willy-nilly throwing a banner out like that. Also, critics say that Cracker Barrel's plant-based sausage is woke.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I eat a plant-based centered life.
Wait, so their sausage is woke?
Mm-hmm. Did you see that Beyond Meat company is starting to be rejected by everybody?
Good.
Everybody's had enough of it. I think McDonald's said, no thanks, you failed our test. People aren't buying it. And I think Burger King and others are going to start dropping it. We'll see. Also, Adrian pro-constitutional Republic Slade tweets, my 5-year-old heard Pelosi talking about digging a hole to China and said, that doesn't even work. You would hit bedrock.
When I was a little girl,
Great.
I was told at the
So
beach
great.
if I dug a hole deep enough, we would reach China. So we've always felt a connection there.
Yeah. And even if you could dig through the bedrock, eventually you'll come to the core, which is going to be slightly warm. You know?
That damage your shovel?
Yeah, it might.
A little bit?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Plus, Al Gore had some other potential issues with it, you know.
2 kilometers or so down, in most places there are these incredibly hot rocks, because the interior of the Earth is extremely hot, several million degrees.
Several million degrees. So you don't want to get in touch with that. Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah,
Amen.
it'd be too warm. Lone Wolf 2965. When I was young, my dad taught me how to play Chinese checkers, so I've always felt a connection.
Well, there you go. You could.
I have a deeper connection than that. I like their food.
Are you like? Oh,
I like Chinese food.
Oh my goodness!
I do.
You could be
I
Speaker of
enjoy
the
it a
House
great
too,
deal, right?
By the way, so it is an Impossible Sausage. They're at Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
that's what it is. I mean, and so Cracker Barrel recently they started selling alcohol.
Really?
Yeah. You can get like a whatever,
like hard liquor.
Yeah.
Not just wine and beer.
No. I don't know. I always see their menu there. I don't know, but they're selling alcohol now at Cracker Barrel.
For my money, best pancakes you can get anywhere because they have that crispy outside edge. You ever had the pancakes at Cracker Barrel?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they got that cool thing. Hardly anybody does that.
Yeah, hard lemonade is one
hard
of the things
lemonade
that you can do at Cracker Barrel.
All right.
Let's see here. I got it. There's a lot of locations. I can't get past that screen to read you what kind of drinks they have, but I saw hard lemonade for just a moment there before, and then it got blocked. The end.
Also, amazingly, CBS News has put together a documentary on where the U.S. dollar and our weapons are going in Ukraine. So somebody decided, hey, you know what? Maybe we should look into this and track it a little bit and see what's happening.
That's good.
With our dollars and our weapons. And here's what they found.
In the past 2 months, we've moved weapons and equipment to Ukraine at record speed. Drones, grenade launchers, machine guns.
We're seeing this incredible, historic flow of weapons coming into Ukraine. Do we have any sense as to where they're going?
We don't know. There is really no information as to where they're going at all.
Good, yeah. All this stuff goes to the border, and then kind of like something happens, it kind of like 30% maybe reaches its final destination.
30%? Are you concerned
30%.
about weapons getting in the wrong hands?
I don't care at all whether that happens.
What sort of a unit do you command? Can't say. Okay.
There are like power lords, oligarchs, political players.
One of the biggest targets are convoys like this transporting weapons.
Europeans had come to believe that project of integration had effectively meant the banishment of armed force. All of a sudden, not far from the borders of the EU, was the most significant war since World War II.
Boom. Okay. Arming Ukraine. Watch now.
Wow.
So it was interesting, like you said, that CBS would be this bold to challenge the narrative. However, they posted last night, after that trailer was getting some traction out there, quote, as a tweet from them, "We removed a tweet promoting our recent documentary, Arming Ukraine, which quoted the founder of the nonprofit Blue Yellow, Jonas Omen's assessment that in late April, that only around 30% of aid was reaching the front lines in Ukraine. In other words, someone called from Washington, D.C., had a chat with the head of the CBS News department, and they have now
and squashed it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So they've just got
There's the fourth estate at work.
That's right.
Excellent.
That's right.
They are watchdogs, aren't they?
Yeah. Someone sent me this interview that Jeff Nyquist did. He keeps an eye on what's going on in Russia. And Dmitry Medvedev, who obviously used to, he had that brief moment of leadership in Russia before they changed the constitution there. Apparently, meeting with the War Council, which he runs now, Dmitry Medvedev, he says they're going to take over all of Ukraine, then they're going to take over Georgia, then Kazakhstan, and recreate the old USSR.
Really?
So that's interesting, right?
That is interesting.
A little bit was something going on there. And North Korea has said that they've offered to send 100,000 volunteers to Putin to help out with the war.
Oh, isn't that
against
sweet?
Ukraine.
That's sweet of them.
So that's good.
Good.
North Korea getting involved.
Good. All right.
Yep.
So we're in a really good place with this Ukrainian situation.
Oh, we are about to.
Yeah.
About to be in it, and never mind what's happening in Taiwan at the same time.
Yeah.
With China.
Taiwan. The Taiwan situation is mind-boggling to me. Mars, the candy people, they're the ones that make Snickers.
Yep.
They apologized for a Snickers product launch that referred to the countries of South Korea, Malaysia, and Taiwan, thus pissing off the Chinese. A sticking point, they've long considered Taiwan part of their communist regime. Even though Taiwan thinks they're, a sovereign nation, you don't want to offend China. Even though Taiwan has never been ruled from Beijing. Never been ruled from there. So, not sure why they have this ironclad belief that it's theirs. Videos and images of an event promoting a limited edition Snickers bar said to be available only in the aforementioned places. South Korea, Malaysia, and Taiwan went viral on Chinese microblogging platform Weibo.
Oh, yeah,
on
that's
Friday.
like their Twitter. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Microblogging.
So Mars Wrigley, on its Snickers China Weibo account, published an apology, said the relevant content had been amended. Oh, good. He caved into the Chinese again. That's fantastic. But they verified and aligned the official site and social media accounts to ensure accurate content.
They aligned them.
Snickers owner Mars Wrigley said it respects China's national sovereignty and territorial integrity, but they don't respect Taiwan's. So that's good. Right. That's good because there's more people in China to purchase their product than there are in Taiwan. Probably 1,000 to 1 or so. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about it.
You nailed it. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
By the way, Chinese special forces working with Russia on the front lines of Ukraine, but don't sweat it. We're good. Everything's fine.
So what?
Whatever.
Remember John Cena, the WWE star who is supposedly an actor, now pretends to be an actor, heavily criticized last year after he posted a video to Chinese social media apologizing to the Chinese people for referring to Taiwan as a country while promoting Fast and Furious. Now, see, again, China's a bigger movie market than Taiwan. So I'm really sorry, China. Screw you, Taiwan. You're not a country. Luxury brand Christian Dior apologized to China in 2019 for omitting Taiwan from a map used for a recruitment and internship demonstration at a Chinese college. In 2019, National Basketball Association, the NBA, of course, and then Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey apologized to China for his now deleted tweet expressing support for pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong. And that pissed off the Chinese. Then Houston Rockets star James Harden also offered an apology to China in the wake of Morey's Hong Kong support. We apologize. You know we love China. Yeah, we do. We do know that. Yeah, that's quite obvious. Again, more potential eyes in China than in Taiwan by what? 10,000 to 1 maybe?
So you're saying that 1.4 billion is bigger than 23 million?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oh
yeah, he said it in Chinese too. John Cena.
我爱更尊重中国更中国人。我很抱歉对我的错误。对不起，我很抱歉。
How do you even know what he's saying? He's just speaking gibberish. Somebody translated the gibberish. I love and respect China and Chinese people. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, that's great. That's great. Way to stick up for yourself, John. That's great.
So is that is my math right? 60 times the population?
Okay, it's only 60 times.
Is that right?
1,000 times.
Does that feel right to you?
It sounds about right.
I don't know if I typed it right.
Did you do 1.4 billion divided by 23 million?
Commas and zeros. Who cares, right? It's a million billion.
Yeah, there's
1.4 billion.
There's more. We know there's more people in China than in Taiwan. So
a little bit.
We're pretty sure of that anyway.
That's okay. That's where we're at least finding common ground.
Yeah, there's more. Let me tell you about Rough Greens. This is a dog food supplement. Not a dog food, but it's just a supplement that you sprinkle on top of your dog's food. Makes it really delicious for them. And it gives them all kinds of vitamins and minerals and the probiotics and antioxidants that they need to be active and healthy. Basically, everything that's missing from your dog's dry kibble food because of the sterilization process, which burns out all of that, living nutrition. So most dogs absolutely love it. But Rough Greens wants to be sure yours is going to before you really commit to it. So they'll send you a free bag, just a small bag to try out for a day or two. All you have to do is pay the shipping. Just go to roughgreens.com, ruffgreens.com, or call 833-783-3364.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Did this really freak people out?
Yeah.
A French physicist supposedly tweeted an image of a distant star taken by the $10 billion James Webb telescope. But it turned out to be fake. Nothing more than a slice of chorizo.
Look at that.
There it is.
Yeah. Wow. What a jerk. Because he's of that world where people would totally believe that. It wasn't just some rando out there saying, check out this distant star from James Webb.
No, he's a prominent physicist and director at France's Alternative Energies and Atomic Energy Commission. So he tweeted out the image of a red ball of spicy Spanish sausage and said it was a picture of Proxima Centauri, the nearest star to the sun, located 4.2 light years away from us. And of course it wasn't. It was just chorizo. The tweet went viral as Twitter users marveled at what they thought was the latest deep space picture.
Wow.
It does look strange, though, doesn't it? I'm not sure. Would you have bought that?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like the sun to me. Which,
maybe.
I mean, obviously is a star, but
Right.
I don't know. I mean, James Webb's powerful. I mean, maybe there's a star that looks like that out there. I wouldn't have thought it was chorizo.
Klein later revealed, after claiming it was a, Centauri. What is it? Alpha Centauri? No,
Sure.
Proxima Centauri. Revealed that the image wasn't a star 4 light years away, but just a slice of Spanish sausage chorizo.
Rob's graphic is right. Jeffy wasn't fooled.
He was not
Jeffy's
fooled.
like, that looks edible.
That looks like a piece of chorizo to me. I'd gobble that up.
I know
I'd
food
eat
when
that.
I see it.
I'd eat that right away. That'd be gone.
Let me eat.
Yeah, you wouldn't have time to even take a photo of it before I got to that. I'd jam that down my throat way before you could even focus a lens on it.
Right.
He also tweeted an image of the Cartwheel Galaxy taken by JWST, assuring the image was real this time. We don't have that one, though.
Yeah, well, you burned that bridge, man.
Right?
Should have waited till...
The boy
should
who
have waited till
cried
April 1st.
wolf.
Yeah, I mean, he could have waited,
Did
right?
you see the story about this woman who literally built an altar to her abortion?
No, I didn't see this.
How many times have we said these idiots, this death cult, worships at the altar of abortion? Well, she literally does.
Wow.
Abortion activists are now literally building altars dedicated to sacrificing their unborn babies in abortions. Drew Hernandez, conservative commentator with Frontlines and Turning Point USA, uncovered a disturbing DIY video on YouTube of a woman explaining how to build an abortion altar at home. A woman teaches how to build an altar for a post-abortion, which includes a container for the remains of the baby after being aborted, and the abortion pills on the altar. She ends the DIY video by kneeling before the altar. In the video, a woman talks viewers through building an altar for your mifepristone plus misoprostol abortion. So, the abortion pills. Both are drugs taken together to abort unborn babies in the first trimester. Last year, the Biden administration began allowing abortion drugs to be sold through the mail without any direct medical supervision. Now, women can abort their unborn babies at home without ever seeing a doctor. The woman claims building an abortion altar is cathartic and provides women with a place to meditate and think deeply about aborting their unborn babies at home. She says it's a really beautiful way to just give reference to the experience and hold the experience in a really sacred way. Well, sacred to Satan, yeah, probably. Wow, that is creepy, bizarre, and end of the world kind of stuff. Unbelievable.
Yes.
Here is, conversely now, there was a car accident that's really horrific in Los Angeles. But listen to the report, what the reporters say about the people who died in this crash.
Out of nowhere, a speeding
Pause
car
it for just a
runs
second.
red
Just
light
know,
and slams into...
just know if you have kids watching, it's pretty disturbing.
This is very disturbing.
You don't see any graphic stuff, but you do see the car crash.
Shocking.
several other cars, triggering a fiery nightmare. 6 people are dead, including a pregnant woman and a baby. We want to warn you, the video of the crash is difficult to watch. Yeah, this tragic crash happened at the corner of Slauson and La Brea in Windsor Hills, and we have live team coverage on the ground and above the scene in Sky 9, beginning with Rick Montanez at the crash site. Rick?
And Pat, investigators just announced what they feared the most. They discovered another victim in the burned out wreckage. We'll show you the scene here more than 7 hours after this fiery crash. And you can see all of the work investigators still have before them. They are going through all of this wreckage. They say now the number of people dead by their count is at 6, which includes an unborn child. The driver of the speeding car that set off this chain reaction survived
Stop it for
the
just
crash.
a second. Did you notice? It's an unborn child. It's not, tissue. It's not a fetus. It's not a clump of broccoli. It's an unborn child. And it's amazing in Los Angeles, California, how often they refer to an unborn child in that way when something like this happens. It certainly isn't when they're doing the abortion. It's not human. It's not, we don't know what it is. There's nothing in there. An unborn child. Wow. That's incredible progress for Los Angeles.
Right. It's just normal part of vernacular for everyone that isn't a radical on the far left standing out in front of the Supreme Court.
Yep.
Like just an everyday reporter in a medium that is far left leaning, still referring to it as a child.
As an unborn child. Watch what happened. This is, disturbing.
CHP just told us a few minutes ago she's a 40-year-old woman, and officers are at the hospital right now talking with her.
Driver survived.
Trying to figure out what happened. As Pat mentioned, a warning about the video of the crash. We're going to show it to you once here. It's difficult to watch, and it shows how quickly this all happened. Watch, about 10 seconds after the light turned green on Slauson, the driver of a speeding Mercedes-Benz zooms through her red light on La Brea. An eruption of car parts and flames as the 5 cars involved finally stop moving.
All I heard was a crash, an explosion.
Okay,
it was just a big explosion.
But they go on to mention the unborn child again at the end of the report. But yeah, the woman who was driving that Mercedes, I don't know how fast was she going?
They say 100 miles an hour.
100?
Yeah.
And she survived.
Yeah.
Killed 6 people, but she survived. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know police were...
Did they know what the deal was?
Well, they're going to talk to her. I don't know if that's happened yet. Oh, gosh. Victim... The mom was going to a prenatal checkup, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know if they've talked to her yet to find out.
I know they were going to try to figure out what the deal was. Why are you speeding through an intersection that's crowded with cars at 100 miles per hour? Wow, that's unbelievable.
Because when you first see that, when I first saw that over the weekend, I'm thinking, oh, terrorist attack, right? It's kind of like driving through a parade. Someone had a death wish and wanted to take people with them. But I don't know. And I'm just not seeing in any of these latest editions of this story. I'm just not seeing
what her motivation was.
The last I saw were police were planning to talk to the driver.
Incredible. She's the one that survives, but takes 6 people out. Wow. Just really sad. But again, fascinating to me that over and over again, they refer to the unborn as a child.
Right? It's progress.
Yes. Yeah. And it seems like that happens a lot, though. When it's something like this, when a mom is killed and she's pregnant, that's 2 deaths, not just 1.
Yeah. Yep.
And so that's fascinating to me. And then when it's about their abortion, there's no child in there. There's no human life being taken. Which is it? And of course, we all know. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Thanks for being with us today. We've got overtime.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting in overtime. Insurance claims have really been going up in one demographic. And wonder what's going on there.
What, you mean because people are dying?
Yeah.
In a certain demographic?
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder what's killing them.
Huh.
Apparently, we haven't gotten to the bottom of that exactly, have we?
No, but maybe we'll have to explore that in overtime.
Yeah, we'll explore. We'll see you then.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.